All right, let's get into it. So today I am going to talk a little bit about bullets first and why it's so important. This is something that I've been teaching for, I don't know, many years now at this point. I learned a long time ago that you cannot shoot if you do not have bullets. This is a great example of those things. So right now I'm going to start with an unloaded barrel start. I will start with the magazine on the barrel. It'll make it super easy and simple for you to really see and kind of understand what it is. There's going to be two examples. I'm going to move without the magazine, and I am going to move with focusing on getting the bullets in the gun before I decide to move. And I'm going to show you and why it's so important to get those bullets. Now, the biggest thing here is I'm going right to left. So it really kind of shows you how important it is to get the bullets in the gun before you move for two things. One, time. Two, safety. And actually there's a third thing that is lost that a lot of people don't think about is, am I ready to shoot when I get to the spot that I need to get to? So right now, what you cannot see is I have a stick on the ground here that I have to reach. And that stick is 1, 2 full yards. So I have to shift all the way over to get to that stick. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually make it 3 yards. So it's a little bit more work to get to that stick. So 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna start in front of that barrel. Now, the reason why I'm making it 3 yards is because you really need to understand that when you have to push off hard mentally, right? You know you need to get over to that position and you need to get there quickly. What ends up happening is the movement will absolutely take over. The gun means nothing at that point, and you're going to end up fumbling the magazines, and you're gonna mess around with that reload more than you're ever gonna think about getting into that position and shooting the target. All right, here we go, let's get after it. We'll just start with all mags on the barrel. It doesn't really matter. All right, so the first two examples, I'm gonna try to do 3 runs in a row here, try to give you some consistency, is I'm going to move and try to reload at the same time. So again, 3 steps, which is about 3 yards to get to this corner. I need to get to this stick and then shoot the paper, okay? Here we go. I'm gonna be focused on movement first, shooting second here. Here we go. So that means my reload is secondary, my movement exiting is the most important thing for me. Here we go, stand by. Oh, and I actually missed the rack. So that's a good example right there. The very first thing that happened is I was so focused on getting this position that I actually ended up not even getting bullets in the gun. Time is 0, obviously. So there's 1, all right? There's 1. Here we go again. Stand by. All right, and my goal here is all alphas. I'm not trying to rush the target and just shoot 2. I'm trying to get 2 good sight pictures on target. I had 2 alphas to the left. Total time was 272. The reload was 253. All right, I'm gonna go again. All right, I had a good pickup there. I just didn't get the reload in. Here we go. Stand by. Ah, terrible vision. I was dead center in the target and just couldn't get my grip up because I was rushing to get to the shot. Alpha just on the edge of the Charlie, or on the edge of the A with a Charlie. Total time was 252. I had a 232 unloaded start. That was my first shot. All right, so because we had a 0 on our first run, I am going to run this again because I really want to score here, okay? I want to get a time for this and see what we have. I want to try to keep it as honest as we can. Here we go. Stand by. All right, same thing, a little bit to the left. 245, 226. That was my best one that time. Definitely my best one that time. All right, 226 with a 245. So right around that 250 mark. So my first 3 runs, 245, 252, 272, and I actually had a 0 in there at the very beginning. So, all right, so I have 2 Charlies on the paper. Let me double check that. Actually, change that. I have 1 Charlie. I have 1 Charlie to the left, okay? All right, here we go. I'm gonna put a new mag. Keep that weight nice and heavy. My focus is bullets first, then movement, okay? Here we go. Stand by. Terrible grip on the gun. I had an Alpha low right Charlie that time. Total time, 2:05 unloaded start, 2:24 on the total time. All right, let's do it again. Do it again. Missed the reload a little bit. I left just a little bit early, didn't have the gun and magazine together early enough there, but I was already a quarter of a second faster. Here we go. Stand by. There we go. That's it, baby. 2:24 with a 2:06. I'm pushing a little bit to the left there, but it looks like it's an A on the line. So again, super consistent with 2:24 again. Last one. Again, gun, bullets first, racking as I'm exiting. My focus is bullets first, then movement. Stand by. Oh, dude, smoked. Absolutely smoked the unloaded start right there. 2:14. 2:14 was my total time. 1:75 unloaded start. I had one Charlie on that run. Actually, two Charlie, sorry. One Charlie was the first run when I just had no hands on the gun. And then I shot a Charlie as I moved to the left. And yep, it's still a Charlie. So ended up with two Charlies on that versus one Charlie on the other run. But I saved a half a second on that run. The run before that, I saved a quarter of a second. And the run before that, I saved a quarter of a second. Again, you can't shoot without bullets. The biggest thing about getting the bullets done over by that barrel is that I have less movement with the gun. So that means bullets and magazines are going to find each other a lot faster. And I can focus on looking where I'm going, racking the gun during the dead time of running, and then having the gun ready when I get to the position that I'm able to shoot the target. Again, bullets first. If you don't have bullets, you can't shoot points. If you got any questions, hit me up in those comments, and I'll see you on the range.